I studied for the IELTS exam on my own, mostly every single day, in 4 months, while experiencing so-called burnout from working as both a private and public piano teacher, also an English tutor. At the same time, bearing minimum 3 injuries, very painful both physically and mentally. In the end, I still got 7.5 overall band score, with no skill under 7.0. And so if you are having the same feeling, which I guess is likely to hinder you from following your IELTS plan, in this video I'm gonna talk about what kept me going in spite of that burnout, so that you can have more tools to stay hard on this journey no matter what life throws at you. But that will only make you stronger rather than stop you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Bách Đỗ. I graduated with a high distinction bachelor's degree in English language, which was an honors program as well. And I'm helping those aiming for 7.5 overall or below for free through my one-on-one online lesson business, I would say, and YouTube content, just like the one you are watching right now. To me, proper mindsets are the most significant contributors to that achievement of mine. So most of the things that are gonna be mentioned here are mindsets, are the ways that I thought or I have been thinking. The very first one is that I had already been in this or on this journey for weeks, so I just couldn't stop. Nothing can stop me, basically. But yeah, you know, a momentum was forming and a series of days on which I kept going. So I just didn't want that series or that chain to be broken. And that's why I just grind my teeth, bearing or suffering from that burn motherfucking out, that negative emotion. Yeah, that's it. Very fucking simple. I just didn't want to waste a lot of energies, effort, and time beforehand just for nothing in the end. So already in for weeks. Why do we stop? It is the same thing happening to me when I was in the very last year, studying at the National Academy of Music in my country. It was frustrating, but I just gotta do it. I just made me do it. Just finish it. Everybody else can do it. I can do that shit. So that is another point. But yeah, secondly, I realized that I wouldn't die in the end. If I failed the test, I wouldn't die. So let's just play out the worst case scenario. Okay, I got the there will be two big directions. The first one is that, okay, I got the dreamed band score. Yay, okay, that is good one. But let's talk about the worst one. Well, if I didn't get it, which didn't come up to my parents or people involved expectations, they will kick me out of the house and I will be homeless. Okay, that is the worst case scenario. And then what? I will still be able to live. Like, I have been watching a lot of videos from Simon Wilson, who just travels around the world with no fucking money. At least he used to do that shit. And I understand how the world basically functions when it comes to no money, and we can just sneak into events, hotels for shelters. Of course, that is not really good, and we can, get into some trouble in the end. But that is a possibility for me as well, right? And I can consider hitting my friends up, even though I have none. But let's just say that I have some, okay? Some acquaintances or siblings or relationships, basically, in order to, they might be able to get me in there hang in there for just several days or weeks. That would be great. But yeah, that is a worst case scenario, and I cannot die with my skills. I coached people. I used to coach people, specifically males. I helped them gain weight, and they managed to achieve their fitness goal, including gaining weight and strength. I have some proof for myself, and I have some diplomas, I have some certifications, and of course some degrees. So why would I die of starving? Like, it wouldn't fucking happen. Minimum, I would just be a janitor, right? And I can still live on my own for myself. I wouldn't have any wife, wouldn't have any girlfriends, have any children, so on and so forth. And at the time, I wouldn't have the responsibility to taking care of my parents or those who just kicked me out in the first place. Of course, it is just an imaginative situation, but yeah, that is a worst case scenario, right? And I will still be alive, and everybody, including me and including my parents, everyone involved, we all die in the end. So does it fucking matter to just be bothered by that? No. And by doing that, I know that I have nothing to lose. So I would rather go all in, just do my best. And see myself right now, I have overcome that. The same for you, the same for other people. And that can lead me perfectly to the next point, which is, if others can do it, I can do it. You know, others can suffer from that, from the pain of studying for the IELTS exam over and over again, repeating the same fucking mistake, and then boom, you realize that, and then you understand it, so on and so forth, right? They can do it, I can fucking do it. Especially women, females, children, younger individuals. They did it, they made it. As you can tell, over the world right now, there are so many fucking primary, secondary school students who have got 8.5, even 9.0 overall. So why can't I? Of course, I haven't got to that next level yet, but I managed to push through the hard times. But yeah, and to be honest, I'm just considering, those types of people that I mentioned beforehand. They are weaker than me, they are on a lower status than me. I'm not trying to be arrogant or some shit like that, but I just want to be better than them, to be honest. So they can do it, I can do it. Or else I would just be the type of people that it's hard to explain, but yeah, I will be embarrassed if I cannot make it. But luckily, I did, so yeah. The fourth point is, I would ask myself what makes it unreasonable for me, or just to be simple, what makes it impossible for me to fail? Like, from other people's perspectives, if they get to know about what I did in the past, and then I failed, okay, just for instance, I want them to be surprised, and they will be saying stuff like, oh shit, he has been working so hard for this, and why did he fail? Like, it's impossible. That is the thing I want people to bear in mind, especially those who know about what I have been going through when it comes to studying for the IELTS exam. Either, every single day being disciplined with it, cramming for the exam, watching tons of videos on the topic, on writing, on those skills at which I was weak, so on and so forth. What makes it unreasonable for me to fail? And in today's session with my current 3 students, of course, about IELTS, I asked them this, and we discussed a little bit. So we got studying every single day, taking advices from people who got the things that we want, which is 7.5 overall band score, even higher. not people below that. Hire some experienced tutors in terms of our weakness so that they can provide us with real-time feedback and we can improve them right away, etc. Not so on and so forth anymore. But yeah, those are some of the things that can make it impossible for us to fail, at least to me. So I will just do that. And of course, one of them is not to quit. So I wouldn't quit. I didn't do that shit. Another thing about this is, in order to become exceptional, I have to be an exception by doing different things from other people, from what other people are doing, including quitting, including giving up, including saying shit about this and doing nothing about that in order to fix that. Okay, I'm saying shit about the IELTS exam. I'm talking shit about how hard it is to do this, to experience this. But at least I try to figure out something in order to improve the situation, to fix those specific problems, rather than just yapping like a bitch. Okay, that's my point. I gotta become an exception, doing the hard work so hard that people cannot even fathom that. I'm just using word from Andrew Tate right now. Yeah. Next one is, it is hard, sure, but only for a season, but not forever. It is hard for now, not forever. And let me see. I was ignorant, which can be expressed clearly in the beginning of that IELTS self-study journey. I didn't know anything about the format, the structures that I'm gonna use, etc. But just getting reps and reps and reps over and over again, I understood it. I knew what I had to use. I knew what I had to, how I would generate ideas so that it will be so easy for me to develop. I knew what kinds of words or grammar structures I should use, which are the easy ones and the ones about which I'm really sure of, rather than the ones that would be quite fancy and impressive to the examiner, but eventually I got no score for that, even got it deducted because it was an incorrect usage. So I was dumbass initially. There's a weird analogy, I'm gonna say this, so let's talk about masturbation. Alright. Personally, come on. How can I explain this shit? So there will be times we feel like, oh, I'm gonna masturbate, you know, I like that shit, right? But in the end, when we're done, we just talk to ourselves like, I wish I hadn't done that because I would have to wash myself up right now. It is so fucking nasty and I just do not feel proud of myself right now. I'm just being a bitch. I'm just being gay right now. And I already know that this fucking porn and stuff is not good for me. So why was I doing that? I'm never gonna do this again because of all the negative feelings that I'm having right now. But guess what? The next time you will feel nothing. I will feel nothing. I will just be remembering the good things that I got during the session. That is the fact, bro. I'm just spitting facts right now. Just remember the good things during the period in which we are doing that bad thing. Okay? The negative stuff just go away somehow. It is the same as drinking alcohol. Maybe today we ended up we end up being sober and we just say to ourselves, not gonna do this shit anymore. But the next time you go to the fucking party, you will do that again. Because of all the fun shits jumping right at you. We are human, right? We are just want instant gratifications like masturbation, eating garbage, which tastes really good, like delicious and stuff. Yeah, that's a weird analogy, but it is true here. It's hard for a session, for that certain period of time, but after that, it'll be fine. Now it is hard, but later it's gonna be easy. It is the same as your, childhood. During your childhood, there will be something like riding a bicycle you found really hard to do, but right now, it's a fucking piece of cake, right? It is the same for the IELTS exam. So, just do the fucking work, and eventually it will get easier and easier because we get more experience about that. Simple, okay? Next mindset that I employed for myself is I will just be thinking about a better future, right? That is the whole point of doing this motherfucking test. It is for a better future. Just think about it, man. And recently I have been doing some research about fully funded scholarships. I just love going abroad in order to study, just want to experience. But yeah, and most of them just require very high level IELTS band score, at least 7.0 at least. And some would just require us to have 7.5, 8.0, etc. So that IELTS exam can be beneficial for our scholarship dream and even for our application for universities in the upcoming future. It is what I did 4 years ago. I used my 7.0 overall band score in the IELTS test to apply for my University of Languages, and guess what? I just passed very easily. I didn't have to take any tests. I just got passed, and that's why I could get into the honors program. And I even skipped the very first year thanks to that piece of fucking paper. And how would other people perceive you when you have that piece of paper as well? Really cool, right? So that will just increase your status in other people's eyes, from other people's perspectives. So just think of the better future that it can bring you as soon as you finish that test. And then your life can get quite easier, I would say. So just try my best to finish this journey, finish this half phase, which lasts for now. Alright. Moreover, I just wanted to keep my words because several people around me got to know about that. Got to know about the fact that I'm gonna take the IELTS test soon. So I just wanted to keep my words as a man, the integrity, the honor of a young man, being responsible for what I said. And because I said that, I'm gonna finish that. I'm gonna finish what I said at the beginning. Not gonna skip it like bitch. I'm gonna do it. I said it, I would be doing it, and I will finish it so well. Regrets are larger, are more significant than failures, would say. Originally, that word failures stemmed from rejection. So basically, it was about regrets being greater than rejections. So we would rather get rejected than holding regrets for ourselves. I didn't want to be selfish with my future self. Why? not selfish with that motherfucker, because that is the only guy that I gotta satisfy. And other people, no. Even my relatives, my parents, I don't have to satisfy them. The only guy that I will have to satisfy is my younger self, is my future self. So I don't want that that motherfucker to hold any regrets at all. So I'm just gonna be in the work right now so that he can be in a great place later on. Yeah, another weird analogy, but it is what it is. Those are all the mindsets. And the last one right here. So remember, regrets are greater than rejections or failures. So just failures is one of the must-have factors in our life in order to get better at something, because at that time we can actually learn. Always winning wouldn't lead us to anywhere, right? So we have to fail. Last but not least, in terms of mindset, is that it is so easy to win nowadays because people are weak as fuck, at least mentally. You can tell people are just using their phones every fucking single, at anywhere they are at. Even on the street, riding the motorbike and this shit. Driving the car and this shit. In a whole fucking room, everybody is just gonna do this. Dumbass. They do not have the ability to think clearly anymore. They're just consuming shits on the internet, TikTok, shorts, bullshit. It is so easy to win. And that serves as a desire for a superior status. As a trait of a young man like me, I just want to be superior. I just want to beat other motherfuckers. I just want to be better than them, especially males. We are competitive, right? Anything that other guys want, I want. And if you are a male, you want it as well. Like beautiful girl, a beautiful girl, even many beautiful girls, talented wife, beautiful children, nice houses, nice cars, healthy parents, good relationships with siblings, memorable events, etc. Everybody, every guy would just want that shit. So the goals do not even fucking matter. The thing matters the most is our actions. And that is the thing that would differentiate me from other fucking mediocre. I'm willing to suffer from this pain. People will not do that. People will quit as soon as it gets hard. And I'm still gonna be here. And that's why the IELTS exam in particular, or anything else which is hard in general, will be so valuable, because people cannot just bear with the fucking pain. Okay? It'll be hard. And if people want to get my result in their way, good luck. How are you gonna do it in your way? Because it is clearly not working for you right now. So follow the advices from people actually got the thing that you want. That is the biggest thing I want you to bear in your mind after this video. And in fact, there's one more. So this one more thing is about the action, not about the mindsets anymore, but only one action. It's that on whatever day I felt lazy like a bitch, at least I would do something. So most of the time, I would do something related to the test, to the IELTS test, the practice test to be specific, like doing the test, of course. So, and then I would review all the wrong answers, try to figure out why I got them wrong, and then solve them, basically. So those are IELTS oriented. But other than that, on lazy days, I would just hop on the internet, put on my Bluetooth headphone and just listening to whatever related to IELTS, like the IELTS Advantage YouTube channel talking about writing, or the mock speaking test, so that I could get a chance and know about the atmosphere, how it would feel like when we are being interviewed or questioned by a foreigner, and we will have to sit for 10-15 minutes talking in another language straight, with a foreigner staring at you right now, being recorded. Yeah, that kind of experience. So just do fucking something. Something is better than nothing. Had I done nothing, I wouldn't have got the band score, the 7.51, and I wouldn't be here, because I would be so embarrassed, you know, as a young man. As I said before, integrity, honor, I wouldn't be here. I would be ashamed of myself, as I couldn't keep my words, even my promise to myself. So those are all the things that I want to share in this video today. It's quite messy, so hopefully you can, be selective a little bit and rewatch this video if you want, in order to find out the things that can work for you the best. That's it, bro. Goodbye.